Live from Berlin, it's the Shandy Show. Now, here's Shandy.
Hello, my little sparkles. It's me, Chandelier. Today, I am here to show you how to cover a bushy brow. Now, I know a lot of people are already like posting stuff about how they cover their eyebrows, but these are for people who literally have like tree sprouts on their hair, and they literally smack some glue on top of it and call it a day. I'm going to show you like a little bit more in depth how a bushy brow like these can go flat. So, a couple things you need first is rubbing alcohol. We need to clean those motherfuckers down. Reason why is because there's so much oils from your skin, grease, lotions, moisturizers, all of that, primers, they all get into your eyebrows. And that's your prepping, at least for at the moment, when you start. And this is going to help actually make the glue stay on it and actually attach to your hairs where there's not a barrier of oil to block it. So first thing we're going to do, oh, that's what we wanted to do. We're going to clean that. Just spritz a little. Spritz. Oh, she's almost empty, but that doesn't matter because there's still some shit in there. I'm just going to hold it from this angle. Yes. So what you're going to do is just a clean cotton pad. And you're going to rub in that bitch. You're going to rub in her. Like that. You grab her, you go down against the grain, in the grain, down, up. Just make sure that she is completely clean. Here we go. It's been a while since I've gone into drag because of Corona, but here we are. That's why I'm not shaved, and I'm not planning to go in drag before this quarantine ends. So here we go. Now you see the dirt and disgustingness that's on your eyebrows. This is the dirt that actually will prevent your the glue on your eyebrows to attach. So cleaning them is essential, especially if you want to make it last you all night. Especially also when you're a sweaty queen. Girl, no. You also want to make sure that you clean the bottom and the top of your eyebrows. I clean mine bottoms a little bit. The top is a little bit rough, but for all purposes of this video, we're just gonna go get into it. Now, let's see. I need a glue stick. Fuck. I'll be right back. Here I am again. I got my glue stick. This is a cheap glue stick you can get at my guys. It's basically an Elmer's glue knockoff. She is purple. She dries clear. I found that this one works actually really well. A lot of people love to use the yellow one, Elmex. Oh girl, don't. Do not use that one. Stay away from it. It is not your best friend. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to get this glue stick and we're going to rub it against the grain, as I always like to do it. We go against, as you can see, and then we're going down. The reason why we're going down is because we're going to comb the hairs up in a little bit. And we just want to make sure that there's enough product on the brow to make it stick. So once you've done all that, you really have gone in there. You can make like circular motions, whatever you prefer, as long as you get that glue in there. So this is about right. So as you can tell, everything is now down to the bottom. We're just gonna let that air dry a little bit. You could use a blow dryer. You could use a fan. I like to use this picture of myself smoking a cigarette and in a beautiful wedding dress, ever wearing my little froze. So we're just gonna fan that bitch. We're gonna fan her. Doesn't have to be long. Just make sure that it gets a little bit tacky. And then we're going to grab a comb. This is a fucked up comb. She's just fucked up. That's it. And what we're going to do now, we're just going to get her in here, and now we're just going to comb her up. Comb those hairs up, because nobody wants to see. Sometimes also, for some people, depending on your hair growth and how it grows, it's sometimes even easier to follow how your natural eyebrows grow. Because in the end, you want to have the illusion that you have no brows there, because you're going to draw them over. And now I'm just going to push them a little bit further down so they stick in position like this. See that? And this is what a lot of people forget to do, and I've noticed this so many times. It's like, once you have this done and it's like drying a little bit, you grab your glue again, because we're going for another layer, and we're just gonna layer that bitch. We're gonna layer her like we layer highlights. And once she is, properly covered, and you can, and the reason how I can tell that all my hair is down is when you look to the side and you don't see any hair sprouting out. That's when you did a good job. So we're just gonna do this one more time. This is gonna be the third layer, and this is the most important part: the spoon. You can use a spatula. You can even use the back of a tweezers. You can use the back of the comb if that's what you prefer, if that's the only thing you have at hand. I always like to have a clean spoon with me. Just, like, she's not doing heroin or anything. She's, smoothing out her eyebrows. So we're just gonna go over it and press those suckers down. Like, as you can tell, they are going really down. And the reason why I use a spoon is because no matter how much you try afterwards, you will never get the hairs completely flat without applying extra pressure. If that makes sense. This is all that I learned over like almost a decade of drag, so like bear with me. I see a lot of girls with like crunchy eyebrows, and that is not a good look. So we're just gonna go over there with the spoon. The spoon will get eventually like starts in the beginning a little bit like too smooth, but then when the glue starts to dry, it becomes a little bit more tackier, and then you just have to be gently press her down. Now, depending if everything is covered or not, or there's still sprouts, you can apply another layer. I'm going for another layer because you can always add a little layer now, but you can never add one layer like afterwards. So there were moments when actually my eyebrows came down one point and there were goddamn stalagmites just like coming to the front like a goddamn velociraptor. So yeah, these eyebrows are now completely glued down. We're gonna use the picture or the fan or the blow dryer on the cold setting. Just go over there real quick. Just make sure that they dry properly. Just a little bit. Now, depending if you are a messy queen when applying your shit, you would like to clean the excess of your eyebrows, of the glue at the very least. So we're just gonna get a little alcohol here, and then we are just gonna marry the edges, as some people like to call it. I have no idea if that's the actual term for it, but I picked it up, I think, from Ezra Valkyrie. I got it from her. She's like, oh, I'm just marrying the edges real quick. And I was like, what the fuck you doing? I think this was like 6-7 years ago when she said that. And I was like, and ever since, I'll keep doing it because it's good. You don't want to have defined lines where the eyebrow and the glue, so you just want to get some alcohol and just basically burn that a little bit off. Now, once your eyebrows are a little bit still like this, they're still a little bit tacky, we're going to use just a regular cryolan setting powder, translucent powder. I like to use the beige one a little bit with the pigment in it because, and you're gonna see why I like to do this. I'm just gonna go over it. You just dust that bitch completely over it, and as you can tell, it already starts covering the eyebrows itself. So you don't have to worry that your foundation is not going to completely cover that bushy brow. And what we're now doing is basically applying more pressure on top of the powder, pressing the powder into it in all the little cavities and creases so that it all fills up, so you don't get like holes and shit in that. There we go. Yes, and right now you can always tell, like, where is she? She's not here. She's at home. She's quarantined. And now we're just gonna dust the excess. By the way, this is also a very cheap brush. It's like €1, a Woolworth. Woolworth is your friend. You can buy anything there, from nails to dusting brushes. It doesn't fucking matter, bitch. So we're just gonna dust her off. And as you can tell, it is pretty much already covered. And the next step, some people like to use their foundation, their skin toned foundation. I like to use my highlight. Reason why is because these parts are going to get highlighted anyway. Your eyebrow's going to be drawn over there. Your highlight's going to be here. You want to have a highlight in your T-zone, so it doesn't make sense to use your regular foundation in this area because it's just going to get muddier afterwards after you start applying your highlights and etc. So we're just going to go from the bottom to the front. You do not want to disturb the hairs that much because basically if you go against the grain now, it will basically damage the glue layer, and bitch, nobody wants that. So what we're going to do now is grab your beauty blender, wet her, make her wet, like this. She fluffs her up a little bit, and then you're just gonna go over it. You wanna blend that shit in. Now I went a little bit overboard because I touched like the tip here, but you know what I mean right now. So you're just gonna go over it. If you are doing your entire foundation, and also you start with your eyes first. Some people do. I like to start to do my base, my contouring, my highlighting. I like to do that first. Well, some people prefer to do their eyebrows and then their eyes. You can easily pull down the color from your highlight color, place it on your lid, and now you also got a base to use. And yeah, once you blend that in, you want to use a light translucent powder. I use two translucent powders. I use a beige one with a tint of beige in it, and I use another one that's like a pale yellow, because color girls, like melanated girls like me, cannot do clown's white or cannot do baby powder baby. It's not a thing. And now we're going to grab our pale yellow translucent powder. When you cover your eyebrows with foundation and everything is pressed in, you want to set them. I just use a little bit of a pale yellow, like that, and we're just gonna let that set. You know, after that is set, you can dust her, and then you can draw on your eyebrow. Yes, I'm going to use this lighter. Usually I use a darker brown, but now I'm just going to use like this one real quick. So we're going to, this is where we want a brow to start. We want her to angle up, so we go here, right down, there, and now you can just basically connect the lines and correct her, fill her in, do all the things that you want, set her with a powder, wear no brows. The options are endless, and yeah, basically there you have it. This is how you cover a bushy eyebrow. Well, Sparkles, it's me again, Chandelier, and I'm signing out. Peace.